Hey guys, before we get into this video, I've got some exciting news for you EV drivers. We are hosting a meetup to celebrate the launch of Iona's new EV charging network. Iona could set the standard for the best EV charging experience, and I can't wait to try it. So, if you're up for a road trip, or if you live local to the Raleigh Triangle area, join me on December 19th to stress test Iona's very first rechargery. The link is in the description to sign up, and I hope to see you all there at the launch of this new network. Now, to the video. You can use this to power your home. I want one of these so freaking bad. Folds up. That is the coolest freaking thing ever. It's such a cool experience to be in here.
Yeah, it is the most unique space I've ever been in.
Thank you to our sponsors for today's video: StarCharge, InfyPower, Eaton, and Amber. StarCharge is the largest EV charging manufacturer in the world and is also a provider of residential and commercial battery storage and microgrid solutions. And InfyPower is the largest EV charger module provider with over 3 million power modules running reliably worldwide. Their latest G2 collection features ultra-high power density and efficiency for EV charging and energy storage integration. InfyPower, innovation for your power. This video is also brought to you by Eaton. Eaton is a one-stop shop for implementing reliable and innovative EV charging infrastructure at your site. Across all applications, Eaton's EV charging infrastructure hardware and software gives you the scalability, flexibility, and intelligence you need to charge today and scale tomorrow. Learn more at eaton.com/EVCI. And Amber, providing modern protection plans for your Tesla's battery and more without the hassle of long-term contracts or upfront payments. Check out the link in the description to explore their plan options and use code SPEC5 for a 5% discount on all plans. Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. You actually join us not far from the office. We're about 30 minutes away here in the Colorado area at the Lightship RV production center. And what we're going to be able to take a look at today is actually the Series Intent Lightship RV vehicle. We've seen it in a couple other videos. I think my truck was actually used on display, my Rivian, for one of the Overland Expos with these guys. So we've known them for a while, and I think it's super exciting that they've made it this far to the point where production basically starts very soon on these Lightship RVs, which means we got to make a video. I want to check this thing out. There's so much innovative technology in this trailer. And of course, we're not typically an RV channel at all. We're an EV channel. However, this trailer is designed specifically to be towed behind an electric truck. Think Rivian R1T, Tesla Cybertruck, Hummer EV, Silverado EV might be awesome, something like that. And it actually has a battery pack and a fairly large battery with an electric motor to make sure you don't lose range while towing. And it can fast charge. So much to get into on this thing, so join me for a initial first look at the Lightship RV. All right, well, we are in this little back room at their production facility, and we have one of the very first, pretty much completed, very representative of a serial version of the Lightship trailer. And we're going to go into it. We'll talk to some of the guys here from Lightship as well. But just taking everyone around in a quick sneak preview, this is so cool. So first of all, the biggest thing about this trailer is it collapses. So everything is on rails. Everything about it is designed to shrink while it's in motion so that you get the most amount of range while towing. It's really the first time we've seen something that can be towed behind a Cybertruck or Rivian and you won't have much range loss, because, Timon, if you stick your camera underneath, maybe back through here, you can actually see there is a battery pack under there. It's a 77 kilowatt hour LFP battery pack with a permanent magnet motor that is designed to assist while going down the road. And there's so much technology that's going into the amount of power that it's making, the stability of everything, so that it's safe and usable, and we'll certainly talk about that in this video. But functionally, it's also incredibly cool. I'm just going to give you a very quick look at what it looks like in here. This is one of two colorways in the first edition that they have, but you've got two separate sleeping areas, a lounging area. You've got integrated HVAC, just like a car. So they literally have a heat pump system, which is like very similar to a Tesla heat pump situation, all up front. It can heat and cool. It shares the cooling systems with the battery pack and the whole RV itself, everything is completely integrated. So the whole RV runs off the main battery pack. It's so awesome. There's a bathroom, there's a kitchen, so big in here. I can't believe this is actually real. I mean, it's one thing to make a prototype of something like this, which is what we had seen previously, and it's a completely another thing to actually bring it to production in a, I would say, almost better condition than what we saw the prototype, and that seemed almost too good to be true. Let's go back outside. I want to show everyone just a few things. Try not to fall over there, Timon. I will do the same. And coming around here, this is, you know, all pretty much, you got your side markers, everything hooked up here through a typical 7-pin connection. The trailer itself, well, we'll get into all the weights and stuff, but it's high 7,000 pound range, empty, gets into maybe low 8s, full, maybe by the time you load it up with all of your luggage and stuff, mid 8,000 pound range, but that's not hard for really any of these electric trucks to tow. Silverado falls within the category. That's got a huge battery. Same with Rivian Max Pack. This is where you're going to have all of your thermal systems, HVAC, everything, heat pump right up here. It's actually running right now. Really quiet. And then in here, if I can open it up, yep, we have all of our cool technical components. So NAX port on this thing, it can actually do fast charging events. I don't know how fast it can charge, we have to ask them, but it's an LFP battery on here, and you can basically, while you're DC charging your truck, DC charge your trailer, which is awesome. It also will do bi-directional with solar on the roof, so when it's not in motion, it's not like you just have wasted battery capacity. You can use this to power your home. I mean, so freaking cool. You can get Starlink plugged into here, so much to get into. There's all of these storage things, and I'll have them kind of walk us around a little bit more, but just really well thought out. And again, really close to series production. That's why I'm finally ready to film this for you guys. I really hate to film things that are just never going to happen or seem like a pipe dream. This is actually coming very close to being a legitimate unit. They have a really cool water system with 50 gallons of fresh, 30 gallons of gray, 20 gallons of black. You've got your dump station right here. We'll talk to them about that. And then coming around the back, they have a fully integrated camera system. So 270 degrees view, which is amazing, with tail lights, and a reverse light, which is really cool. So that's very unusual in a trailer. You can see all of the branding and everything feels very Rivian to me. And there's actually Rivian manufactured vehicles all around here. So is there a thing going on? I don't know. Feels like it, really does feel like it. And they're not saying no. So Andreas thinks yes, definitely. Yeah, they have an affair. They're dating. There's something more to this story that we're not getting the full picture of, but look at all the branding, look at all the graphics. I mean, it's so cool. And they have a Scout actually in this one here. How cool is that? So they have a Scout towing this thing. Okay, so to get access to a Scout, maybe there's a relationship there as well.
I think the CEO was saying that.
Yeah, there's a little Scout thing. So it's like definitely real. When we walked in here, one of the biggest things when we're looking at these new companies to me is the people, the energy. They're having like their big launch party. They invited us here to film this, be one of the very first few people to film the Lightship. And it was so filled with energy. People are excited. The engineers are here and they're like, we're finally able to showcase the real thing, what they've been working on. And oh man, like beyond, you know, we're going to go into the full tour in the video. I want one of these so freaking bad. The problem is they have reservations for years. So I don't know when I'm going to be able to get one. All right, guys, you joined me with one of the masterminds behind this. One of the co-founders, right?
One of the co-founders.
Dude.
Two of us.
Amazing. And so this is Ben. He's really responsible for basically bringing this to life. And I have to give you a huge congratulations for making it this far.
Thank you. It's
amazing.
So much work.
So it's one thing to show a prototype trailer, which is actually behind the camera. We'll get some B-roll of that. Mm-hmm. But now you're actually showing what the serial version is.
Yeah, this is the production design. You know, we were talking off camera. There's like little refinements still to make on it, but this is very close to the serial production unit. You know, the parts are off tool, all that sort of stuff.
So when does series start?
We'll begin serial production in late June of this coming year.
So very soon.
6 months.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And you have pre-orders taking you out for years.
Indeed.
Which is exciting. That's a good way to go into it. You've got the marketing and branding down. This is amazing.
Certainly, the demand puts the pressure on us.
Yeah. And you're building in Colorado. Why Colorado?
Well, Originally, it's kind of circumstantial. Toby and I both, Toby's my co-founder, we were both in the Bay Area. He, as COVID started, moved back to Boulder. He grew up in Boulder, went to Boulder High, and we met shortly after he'd moved his family back. This is like early 2021. And so at that point, we're still sheltering in place. And I'm in San Francisco. He is in his attic in Boulder. Mm-hmm. We got put together through a mutual friend, also a Tesla guy. Toby and I were both Tesla. I was battery engineer there. He ran the finance team for years through Model S and Model X launch. And Dorian West, who we both knew, was a longtime engineering leader there, largely responsible for building the battery team from its earliest days, knew both of us. I'd convinced Dorian to put in some money. Mm-hmm. I told him I'm looking for a co-founder, and he gets a twinkle in his eye, and he's like, "Have you talked to Toby?" Yeah,
wow, cool.
And so yeah, we got together, and there's a fun story that follows. Basically, I'd been like doing the napkin math to figure out, could this product exist? Could you have a 300-mile self-propelling trailer to work with an EV truck? And knew the range, the towing range problem with an EV was real, but really wanted to like live it. And so I said to Toby, we had shortly before then agreed to co-found the company. I said, I got to come meet you in person. And yeah. And so I Turoed a long-range Model X, and I rented a high-low trailer, which is like an old kind of cult classic telescoping trailer. And I towed this thing all the way out here. Like, I mean, the deal. It's charging every 80 miles or something like that. It was actually that trip was only possible because I think it was the Wells, Nevada supercharger had just been installed like a month before.
So the infrastructure made it possible.
I couldn't have shot the gap otherwise.
Yeah.
We did have an issue coming back from, I think it was going to the Grand Junction supercharger. It was like just crossing the border into Utah, where we were deep in conversation because we just met each other and we're starting this company. And I thought I was good on range, and then I looked back, and there was
on the way to Green River. You're like, can you make it?
Big headwind.
Yeah.
It was a big headwind.
Oh yeah, you'll get those out there.
So 55 became 85. Doing 55 to 85 on the highway effective, and I was like, oh shit, we're not gonna make it. Yeah. And so I slowed down to 45 miles an hour and just getting buzzed by semi trucks.
So many times. Yep.
And
I know that well.
We dropped the trailer at a no services exit there, crept to the charger.
Charged up enough to go get it.
Yeah, it's like 10 p.m. at that point. Go back for the trailer. We're like, oh god, it's a rented trailer. I was like, I really hope nobody took it.
Yeah.
There's a photo of us with a little suitcase generator, like thinking about charging the Model X with that. Luckily, we didn't need to do that. And came back, and luckily there was a KOA at that supercharger, so we stayed the night and then kept going.
Nice. Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. And since then we mentioned this off camera. We're about an 85-person company at this point. A lot of folks here in Colorado. We have a hub in San Francisco as well. It's actually in South San Francisco, near the airport. That's kind of our first sales service experience center, and we do some R&D there. This is our production hub. So this is our pilot factory for the AE1.
It's thrilling for me because it's cool to see this like EV tech stuff coming to Colorado.
Yeah, no, it's happening. Yeah, we were talking about this too. Yeah. Hard tech, I think, there are many of these hard technology businesses starting to spring up in this area because there's such a kind of deep base of skilled workers, skilled knowledge, and land is still cheap.
Yep.
Like all these things that you need to have an industrial hub.
Going north of Denver, it's not very expensive at all. You can get all the space, and you got all the people that can drive in.
I think there is this sounds maybe a little overblown, but there is like a new industrial revolution or hub happening in this area. For us, it's great too because we think about where our customers are. A lot of them are west of the Mississippi, and so we can basically use this as a distribution hub to go into the Midwest, down to Texas, Southwest, hit the coast. It's perfect.
And you'll also be able to do servicing out of here.
Yeah, we'll have a small service operation here. Right now, it's a somewhat larger service operation in the Bay Area because we have a big portion of the pre-order holders. Certainly not all or even most, but a large fraction of them are California based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. We don't have much time. Tell me about this thing.
I'll tell you everything.
Okay, so first of all, $250,000.
Yeah.
For the initial introduction.
Yeah, this
which
is like
the Cosmos.
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 Yeah, so we'll have kind of four trims in planning right now. Cosmos is the launch trim. It's very exclusive set of colors. It's fully loaded. It is the first that we've ever made, which definitely has a like there's something special about that.
A sense of excitement for sure.
Yeah. And then after we produce 50 Cosmos vehicles, we'll move on to the next 3 general production trims, which are Atmos, Panos, and Teros. The naming is based off of distances from the Earth.
Oh, okay, cool.
This is the farthest from the Earth.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah. AE1, talking about the names, so AE1 being the first product. AE stands for Aero Electric because it's a new vanguard, a new category of vehicle, and it's aerodynamic and electric.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so then when you go down through the model line, you're essentially, so the Cosmos is the top, then Panos is...
Atmos is next, like atmosphere.
And that one's got the full 77 kilowatt hour.
Yep, still a big battery.
Yeah, 72-ish usable.
Correct.
And then, but with the motor. Then if you go one step below that, you take a module out of the battery.
Yeah, the battery is split up into sub-packs, so you drop one of the sub-packs.
So you're basically half the capacity.
That's about right.
And then you still have the motor.
Yes, you still have the whole, we call it the Trek Drive system. It is this novel, range assisting system that makes it a self-propelling trailer. So on Panos, like you said, you have the standard battery size. You include the powertrain.
Right, but then you have one, like let's say you don't have an electric truck, but you still think this is badass. You can buy one without the powertrain system.
Yeah, I think and you still have the aero efficiency, which is great.
Yeah.
I think so we call it Teros. Teros is sort of like the entry version of the product.
But you're starting high end first, so you're going to build all the ones everyone wants are the ones you're going to build first.
Yeah, and that's also, that's the thing about the nuts and bolts of building a company. You sort of have to work down from the top because you have very little cost leverage. Your supply chain is immature. You kind of haven't refined the production system yet, and so we're not the type of business, and I don't think that there will be many EV startups in the future whose plan is to lose money on the first product.
Sure.
Like, that's not
sustainable.
I think that's not a way to build a vehicle manufacturing company. Yeah. So we have to build it with a sustainable financial plan in mind. Yeah. Hence, Cosmos being like, this is like the exclusive set, and we made sure that the costs work too.
Yeah.
And we'll do the same thing as we go down the line.
So from a nuts and bolts, I've already given everyone a sneak preview of kind of what it looks like. Can you walk around and tell us the physical hard points of how this thing is constructed? So
Sure.
The material is almost automotive grade. I mean, whenever I go to like a trailer lot or I watch Matt's RV reviews or one of these things, it's all the same, like white or beige, as many swoops as you can put down the side.
Yeah,
and
the tattoo.
Yeah, and it's just so ugly. They're all built like crap. I say that as an owner of a RV product. Like, it is one of the most expensive and worst put together things I've ever spent money on, and I just hate this combination. So the thing that I'm so excited about is, like, finally someone has caught up to 2024, and you guys are building an RV like a car.
Your lips to God's ears.
I mean, it's just my view. I don't know if I'm right.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a lot of the reason that we've gotten to that point is because many of us came from the EV side of automotive before this. We have a bunch of Tesla folks, Rivian folks, and I could go on. The idea is, first, why are RVs not built like cars? And then what would it take to build an RV like a car? There are some divergences, like I guess maybe old Corvettes or something like that, but normally you wouldn't see a fiberglass body like this. But it's a very interesting type of fiberglass structure because it's not just a chopper gun sort of like spray randomly the fiberglass fibers into the mold, which is not a very high performance way to do it. This body is a hand laid sort of double skinned foam cord fiberglass structure, so it's built a little more like a glider plane.
Oh, cool.
For instance. It's stiff and lightweight, which is kind of what you need, especially when you have a two-piece vehicle like we talked about.
For your first product, going super complicated with this moving structure, but is the whole driver of this collapsing nature range?
Totally, you got to do it. If you wanted a trailer that is this satisfying and spacious in the camping mode, when you're just using it camping, and you also wanted to offer 300 miles of range, battery pack size is basically double. And if the battery pack size is double, then it's a couple thousand pounds of battery, and nothing can tow it.
Yeah, that's the problem. A lot of these electric trucks, you really are limited on the towing capacity. You know, 12,500 is the most anything can tow right now, which is Silverado's small battery.
Of the EV trucks,
Yeah.
And even then, payload is still
payload's a problem. What I'm, you know, also like when you get Cybertruck and then you get the range extender, let's say that comes out, your payload's going down significantly once you put that battery in the bed.
Yeah, sure.
So then it's like, oh man, it gets pretty crazy.
I think you're probably still good. I agree with that. I think you're still good because they went so high for starters.
Yeah, they have a lot of headroom in that thing.
2,500 pounds is like, I think it's class leading in a full-size truck. So, all right. So, ton to talk about.
And the weight of this, sorry, I mentioned it at the beginning. It's 7,000.
It's on Cosmos. It's 7,450 dry.
Yeah.
8,300 DVW.
Yep.
So it's about 850 pounds of cargo.
Right. Cargo and tanks.
Cargo and water.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Yep. You can't see in through that window because that's the bathroom, which we can check out.
Yeah, so that's the smoked or frosted glass. Yeah. That's where the toilet is.
Yeah, exactly.
And the shower, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll peek inside. It's nice.
Yeah. And then the motor itself.
The drive unit.
The drive unit, yeah. It's a relatively low power drive unit, which makes total sense because once you're up to speed, you just kind of need to basically offset the drag that this is providing.
That's exactly right.
So it's 20 kilowatt continuous.
Yep.
Which is perfect, I think.
Yep.
Because we've even shown in some videos like a Model 3 going down the highway on like a flat surface is using single-digit kilowatts. Yeah. They're so efficient now.
Yep.
And so this, like 20 kilowatts is amazing, but you have a peak output as well.
Yep. Yeah, so it's 20 continuous, 75 peak.
Yep.
You know, it's all thermal limitations. I actually, apart from it just being like a cost and weight savings, it's nice to have a small drive unit because there's kind of inherent safety in that. Like we have a prototype running around with the Trek Drive system, and we've turned it up to 11.
Oh yeah, it does some weird stuff back there.
No, and that's the thing; it really doesn't.
Okay, interesting.
Even full torque output, 75 kilowatts. I forget what it is in Newton meters. With a, let's say, 7,500 pound trailer, it doesn't feel scary or weird. It just feels like you've got like somebody pick you up by the buttons.
But that's kind of cool. Yeah.
The truck squats back a little bit as it kicks up. It's fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to experience that. And then all of the traction control and stuff that you'll have to build in, some like safety measures around it. Will be really cool to see how you tune it. Maybe we can even do a video with some of the tuning guys when it gets to that standpoint as well, which would be really fun.
Yeah, we have a vehicle dynamicist on staff who's working like really closely with our controls engineer to make this to sort of extend beyond just range assist into a full suite of features, including things like stability control, anti-sway, stuff like that.
That's amazing. Yeah. And it's just one axle is powered, right?
Yeah, just the back axle.
Okay.
It's powered. The front is freewheeling, and then if you imagine. You kind of don't have range anxiety with this because, especially if you're towing with a gas or a diesel truck, because you can just run the battery down to 0, and then what happens is Trek Drive kicks off. There's a pair of contactors that open, and then the rear wheels just freewheel as well. So at that point, it's just a very efficient trailer. Yeah,
which is really cool.
Yeah.
And sorry to keep derailing you. You tell us what you want. I mean, we don't have much time.
Yeah. I like that you're derailing. It's kind of fun. We were looking at this earlier. So this is one of 4 lifting columns. This is. I wish you could peek behind it. We've got a lead screw there. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can look down below. This is a seal.
Yeah.
Right? You can probably see that lead screw right there.
Yep, so I can see that from where I am. I don't know if the camera can, but yep, cool.
And then like we talked about, can-controlled motors at each corner. We synchronize the 4. We make sure that they stay in sync as they go up and down.
Yep.
Make sure there's no over torque.
How long does it take for it to go up?
Right now it's about 2 minutes. I think we'll get it a little faster.
Yeah, even 2 minutes is fine. And if you're just like moving campsites or like just a low speed, like if you're moving it from your garage to the side, you don't need to put it up and down every time.
Should be fine. It's when the canopy, which is what we call this top half, canopy tub, when the canopy gets all the way up, there's a perimeter seal around the whole vehicle as well. That's how you seal the 2 pieces together. Like you can feel the bottom seal.
Do you put air in there?
Nope. It's just 2 passive, kind of like door seals. Basically, one high, one low. The low one, when it comes all the way down, touches off on this sealing surface, and the high one touches off on a lip inside, right? And so what I was saying is that when it's all the way up, not only is the canopy stabilized by the motors sort of cinching up and tightening up, you also have 60 feet of seal that's sort of like a damper between the two. So it's solid.
That's cool.
So if you were just to tow it around the campground, you're fine.
You should be
fine like this.
Because that way you don't have to like take stuff out or whatever and then drop it.
Yep. It's pretty. We tried to focus a lot on sort of like convenient transition between road mode and camp mode. There is, I know you know this as an RVer too. There's nothing so annoying as having to like break down your whole house.
Yeah.
And it's an hour of setup and an hour of teardown every time.
Yeah.
So thought a lot about, you know, what is the user journey in this, and how do we remove one step at a time to make the whole experience of using it as kind of quick and seamless as possible.
Yeah, I mean, the whole user journey is what you guys have done a really good job, and we'll show everyone too. Like you have that, sort of centralized control system that controls everything. It's like totally vertical integrated. The software is amazing.
We build our own software. We build our own electronic hardware, like all the embedded hardware. We do all the mechanical design for. It's probably like 3,000-4,000 components, again with an 80-person team in total. We have worked our butts off.
Yeah, it's so impressive, really.
But like you're saying, the idea is that I thought about this early on. If you get a chance to do something like this, like go soup to nuts, try to build a truly integrated product and one that takes the full leap forward. Don't just go halfway.
Yeah. I mean, the thought that you guys have put into this is like even more than what some existing automakers have done to build an electric car. And this is like, you know, how they should be thinking about their EVs, and you just built a RV trailer with the thinking that most of the auto industry should have.
I'm humbled that you say that. Thank you.
It's cool.
It is a new category of product.
So keep showing us around. You've got these steps that are retractable.
Yep, they pop up. We were looking at the gearage, as we call it earlier. Giant storage system under the bed here. This is mentioned off camera. This is the equivalent of 3 Rivian gear tunnels worth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just about to say, what is the? It's very gear tunnel-esque.
Yeah. It's about I think it's about 30 cubic feet.
Okay.
So it's like big trunk.
Yeah, it's legit.
You can put whatever, golf bags, stand-up paddleboard, like an inflatable stand-up paddleboard, just anything you can imagine.
That's cool.
Yeah, skis, what have you. Although you can also store skis and snowboards on the gear rails in the inside.
Okay. So then up here is...
This is the Aero Hub.
Okay, yep.
Aero Hub.
Does this make a huge difference in terms of range?
Very big. Yeah, I mean, we figured this out with our aerodynamicist early on, that it was a question that evolved into something else. We were first thinking about, okay, if you don't have propane cans on the tongue anymore because it's an all-electric power system, what do you do with that space? And I think the next idea was, let's put the HVAC system out there, because we can do a split, bidirectional heat pump system and put the loud parts like the fans and compressors outside.
Yeah, and then you're completely removed. You don't even hear them inside.
No, it's whisper quiet. It's an automotive thermal control system. But then
it's shared battery and cabin.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So all powertrain thermal management, so like drive unit included.
Drive unit's even liquid cooled.
Yep.
Hey, that's cool.
Is done by the same system that is doing cabin heating and cooling.
Yeah.
And you can like from an efficiency standpoint, you can heat harvest from the powertrain to cool.
You have heat scavenging in an RV, and there's like series production cars that can't do that.
It's hilarious. We went the full.
Yeah.
Full Monty.
Yeah. Okay. So cool.
Thanks, man. I'm proud of it.
And is this going to make it to production to just have this one lip here? Okay.
Yep.
Cool. That's so easy.
There's a safety pin.
Yep.
That comes through there, but you just snap it down once it's
I've seen
down.
those, but typically on lighter trailers, I mean, most of the stuff that we tow has like the latch that goes over. This is way better.
Yeah, I agree. It's once you get up to about 1,000 or 1,100 pound tongue weight, you sort of want something built this solid.
Yeah. It's a 7-pin connection.
Yep.
Which every electric truck has.
Yeah.
That I can think of.
Anything that can tow more than a couple thousand pounds will have a 7-pin connector.
Yeah.
This is quite really imperative for us too, because we get the brake signal from the truck,
Yep.
which is part of how the direct drive system works.
Is there any talk on maybe with a select few models to like integrate with their ESP systems in the truck? Like, are we early days for that, or?
There's certainly talk, and OEMs, if you're watching, hit me up.
I'm going to be advocating for you guys so hard every time I talk to like product managers for whatever electric truck is coming.
Yeah, good.
Because I really want to, the opportunities are endless once this becomes an integration with the vehicle rather than just a standalone piece, which you can do a bunch with a standalone piece. But imagine if you put it in reverse and your backup camera in the car is the backup camera there.
Yeah, I mean, we've had to do some pretty novel things that we can look at inside. Like, I don't know if there is any other real-time streaming automotive camera system out there, but we have to stream to this tablet, which we call the Atlas system, so you can keep it in your truck and be streaming from the trailer to the truck while you back up. Nobody does that.
Okay, cool. I mean, there's a couple, the ones that I'm thinking of, maybe they're hardwired, but like Ford and Toyota and GM have their trailer camera see-through thing, but I think it's wired.
Yeah, I think they're wired.
Yeah, it's possible GM did a wireless thing just with the new, I'm just thinking, they just launched like a refresh.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. The viewers will let me know.
If it's
And
not novel,
we have
tell me.
one coming soon in our rustic ring towing challenge, so we'll know within a few weeks.
I think one of the things that's going to make an integration like that between truck and trailers just basically tenable, where it's not right now, is that this is the whole guts of this thing are an automotive vehicle. Like it's a CAN bus with a distributed network of controllers. Basically, the communications architecture is built to an automotive standard, like exactly to the automotive standard, and so doing an integration between the two doesn't require us to either build or re-architect the trailer as you would have to today.
So you've gone into it thinking that way, and most of the trailers all 12 volt at the moment.
The low voltage system is 12 volt. There's a few voltages on board. You have a high voltage battery pack,
Which is running at what voltage? Roughly
400 volt pack. Yep, a 12 volt system, and then we talked about this. We use a boost converter to have a 48 volt to run the actuators. To lift and lower between road mode and camp mode.
And the 12 volt's a lithium ion, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think we just all of us have used 12 volt car batteries, like lead acid car batteries for a while, and we all know how they fare, and we were not interested in dealing with that.
Right, and you're a battery guy, so you're got to do cool stuff with batteries.
Yeah.
So you have like over a kilowatt hour of low voltage capacity.
Yep. Yeah, it's another LFP pack.
Oh, it's LFP. Cool. How about that?
Yeah,
I love it. LFP all the way.
We have this is
I opened it earlier.
Oh yeah,
sorry.
we can check it. Yeah, come by. We have a whole one of our big company values is building to last, and we try to actually live that in the product development as well, where it's like, okay, let's imagine that somebody buys a Cosmos, and what happens 15 years from now?
Right.
Ideally it's and by design it's still a working vehicle that they can pass down to somebody else.
Yeah, you would hope so. I mean, these things are not inexpensive. There's no way around that.
Yep.
So you want it to last a long time. And if it lasts a long time, the resale values will be higher. So it's just all good to have durability built in from day one.
I think these will be pretty exclusive
Yeah.
too, or
the
like
early
a
ones.
collectible.
Yeah. And so on the side, you've got your NACS inlet port.
Yep.
So it can do AC charging and DC. And
yeah.
so how much AC charging power?
20 kilowatts, 19.6.
Oh, so it's an 80 amp.
It's an 80 amp inlet.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you've got 80 amp in, which is hilarious. And for DC charging, it can't be that much.
No, well, it's 155 kilowatt peak on
Really?
the
That
pack.
much?
It's level 3. Yeah.
Yeah, but you'll go above 150 kilowatt peak. Holy moly, that charges faster than some cars.
It's a 42-minute 10 to 80.
But that actually matches perfectly with like every electric truck on the market.
But yeah, think about that.
Think about these guys.
I mean,
So
think about what
you roll up
happens.
at 10% in your truck. You plug both in.
You're dead on this. Probably you plug in the trailer first, plug in the truck. By the time you put them back together, both are charged.
And there is some talk, and I'm not sure of the safety or how well this will all work, and you don't obviously want to piss off people at charging stations, but if it's the middle of the night and it's a massive station, you might actually be able to, with an extension cord, charge both at the same time without unhooking.
There are a lot of, I forget what the name of the program is, the the program that's doing like the Flying J's and the pilot.
EVgo, PFJ has the pull-throughs.
There are many more pull-through double double stacked gas station style.
Yeah, a lot of the Nevi sites will be like that.
Thank you. Nevi is what I was looking for. The
not all of them though, but
the flagship EA site in Baker. That'll work for it.
And Tesla's building a lot of pull-throughs now.
Yep.
So we even have them here in Colorado, a few pull-throughs.
Even just having V4, V4 charge cords as well really makes it easy. Yeah. I have a little teardrop trailer that I pull behind my Model 3 while I'm waiting for this guy, and I have done the charging valet many times at many charging stations across the country.
Yeah, especially with a rear charge port. I really like a truck that has a front charge port so you can nose it in.
Yep. Me too.
But
this was a big. We're going down the rabbit hole, but it's fun. This was a big debate for us, was where to put the charge port.
Yeah.
Typically, a trailer would have it kind of back corner behind the wheels there, or even at the very back. What we've figured out through looking at it all was, I think the most important thing is that it be close to the truck. You can also make, this is kind of the most ergonomic position because you can raise it up a little bit and it'll never interfere with the canopy lifting and lowering. So this became the power hub.
And the NEMA 1450 outlet, Timon, if you show everyone this here, you have a 50 amp, NEMA 1450. Is that for charging or discharging?
Charging. This is output.
Output.
Right?
Okay. Cool.
It's a vehicle load.
Yeah. So you could, in theory, also you could charge a car off this.
Yeah, totally. That's I mean, one of the scenarios you might imagine is, okay, you got your R1T, you pull up to the trailhead or to somewhere where they can act as a base camp, go out for a couple more days, maybe you got a rooftop tent too, come back to your Lightship. It's probably been charging in the sun. Oh, good point.
You got solar on the roof too. What the heck? I didn't even mention that.
Yeah, we got 1.8 kilowatts of integrated glass top solar array.
Right, so it's not like sitting on top all ugly. It's literally
it's part of the roof line, built into the roof line, which is an aero thing. So imagine you then get back to base camp. You've depleted your truck battery, but your Lightship has been recharging.
Yeah, you can at least get enough to get to the DC charger.
Easy, easy. I mean, 80 kilowatt hours. Is probably 2/3 of a charge.
Yeah.
On a big truck.
Damn, it's so cool. That's exactly how Alyssa and I were just talking, how we would use one of these, because we've got the Rivian and the Cybertruck, and we're like, both are pretty good off-road. The Rivian's more fun to go on trails here. And so we'd roll this to somewhere maybe in Moab, go off-roading all day, and then come back and you've got this going. The problem we have too with our Sprinter is, with like an electric van, which is kind of cool. We actually have a Bright Drop converted van coming by the office next week. Nice. They're all like awesome, but the problem is you can't then go off-road that van. They're so heavy. They have no articulation. Yeah. Timon's been with me a few times when we've off-roaded our Sprinter. It's been like stuck in sand. We have like 2 dirt bikes hooked up to it trying to pull it out. And it's just like the right tool for the job. And I'm totally sold on this towable that you can tow with your truck.
I mean, if you look at RV sales in the US, it's given year, it's 400,000 to 500,000 sold. 90% of them are towable like this. And I think people, One, America loves pickup trucks, and so if you've already got the truck, why not make it?
Or it's an excuse to get a cool truck, which is what I'm always looking for, something to tow, so I get a big truck.
Indeed. Take that as you will.
Yeah.
But the convenience of separability is a big part of it too, I think.
And the glass is all pre-tinted and everything?
Yeah, actually tint matched. This was a tough thing for us. So wanted to be really sure that durability is front and center when you've got 19 panoramic windows.
Yeah, like rock chips, other stuff.
So this is a hard-coated polycarbonate.
Oh, cool.
It's for impact resistance, kind of like a blast shield material. So you're not going to have shattering issues here. But for good optical clarity on the sides, we use a safety glass. So it's a laminated automotive like windshield style glass all the way down the side, so that you get distortion-free views.
Damn.
Yeah.
And you've got your cameras literally built into the side right here. It looks honestly identical to like the side cameras on the Tesla.
Yeah.
Is it the same piece?
No.
Okay.
Like the exact same design? No, this is custom for the vehicle too.
It's still like a great design. It's so cool.
Thanks.
Okay.
We have, not to just endlessly toot their horn, but they deserve it. We have an amazing design team.
Yeah. They did a great job on everything I've seen so far. And like, I think our viewers are pretty familiar with how particular I am about everything, and I can always find faults. So far, I haven't found anything I don't like.
All right.
Which is like not a sponsored video. We just came down. I'm not like this, you guys aren't paying us a thing. This is just really freaking awesome.
Thanks,
and
high
what you've
praise.
done with the tanks too is really cool.
Yeah, sure.
So, a lot of RVs, especially in a smaller
Keeping that.
size, will do like a cassette style situation. Explain what you have going on here.
Yeah, so right, most RVs have either a cassette if it's a small RV, or what's more traditional in a large RV like this is you have holding tanks and then a dump hose. Typically, the hose is like it sits somewhere in the bumper over there, and you kind of have to like attach the slinky and then stick it into the the hole, the sewer hole. In our case, this hose is always connected to the vehicle, and there's a storage basket basically underneath. And so all you do is pull the hose out, pull the valve, it's ready to dump. Push.
Yeah, time and take a look in here.
Push first the gray tank, or probably actually the black tank button first, and then the gray tank, and those actuate valves that are hidden in the underbody to sluice out the water from each tank.
This type of stuff is found on like $1 million plus RVs, like really high end stuff. This type of solution.
I honestly don't. I mean, I can begin to know why you don't find this style of system in more RVs, but it blows my mind because like dealing with the sanitation system is one of the worst parts.
Yeah.
Traditionally, of
almost
an RV.
makes you never want to go RVing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like it's got to be better, and we're committed to that. We're not trying to reinvent everything here, but this had to change.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really freaking cool.
Yeah. Stow it back in.
So you're building 50 of these first editions, and how many do you think you can build into the future? Are you releasing production numbers or?
No. Like we haven't given a ramp yet, but certainly the plan is that all the Cosmos vehicles are produced and sold and delivered next year, through general production we've talked about in this pilot facility, we're set up for probably 350 to 400 units a year. That's not the demand of the program. We think,
but that even seems a lot. So
yeah, it's considerable.
Cool. Yeah.
And so this will be like this is where AE1 will be made.
Cool.
Yep.
Amazing.
Fully integrated automotive tail lamp system, like I think Kyle talked about.
With reverse light, which is sick, and like all DOT. You've got the camera up there, marker lights.
These are some of the first parts off tool, the T1 parts. We're actually going to put a little double star logo on there as well as the DOT marking. Got a side marker too.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah. Backup camera like you saw.
Yep.
Do you want to go inside?
Yeah.
All right.
So the door itself is just a traditional door. What is this for?
Yeah. This is anything but traditional, and now patented as of yesterday.
Everything on this has to collapse.
So I think this is. Well, I'm quite confident this is the first. We're getting a patent on it. We on our prototype had a sort of like a gull wing swing up door, and really cool for a show car. But like if you're going in and out all the time, you're probably not wanting to deal with the overhead hatch. So we said, all right, what's the design challenge here?
The door.
Yeah. So the door is on slides. It's on rails, and so the whole thing telescopes down, which we can probably see if we convert it to road mode. Two separate handles to make sure that you can get out no matter what position the canopy's in, and then it's a manual and.
So can you crawl in when it's collapsed? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's about the height of a truck when you're towing it, and you have about that much headroom as well.
So you can get through there.
Yeah, if you were just maybe like pulled off for a second and popping in, you could do it and leave it down.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing.
Electronic lock as well.
Yep, and you can control all that from this.
From the Atlas system, yeah. Do you want to? Well, yeah, all right.
We'll get into that in a second, but everyone's got to soak this in. You've got
come on in.
Skylights, you've got ambient lighting everywhere.
Yep.
And this is like, obviously the outside, I don't even know how long we've been going. It doesn't matter at this point. It's such a cool experience to be in here.
Yeah, it is the most unique space I've ever been in.
It smells great. It smells like a boat. It's like got some great materials in here, and like the glass canopy, like so many of these things, you have like a little side window, can't see out of them, and this is just big, expansive. You don't have like an air vent somewhere because you have this wraparound HVAC system, so you just come with this waft of cold or hot air.
Yeah, so all of the HVAC, the blower motor is in the back of the kitchen there. All of
It's like
the
under here, right?
yeah, exactly. Behind the backsplash. The ducting is the seat back. So this whole U-shaped wraparound seat back is also a hollow duct that the air travels through and then comes out as a curtain through vents.
Yeah, and the material choices that you went with this colorway are amazing. I was telling you too, I just reviewed the new electric Mini Countryman. They use like the same style here. It's all really cool. A bunch of recycled materials.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I think the seat back here is at least 50% recycled PET. This is a wool recycled PET mix on the seat bottom. We want it to be a little softer because it's also what you're going to lay down on.
Yeah.
It's a 3D knit fabric, so it's actually it's a low waste production process or manufacturing process to make these fabric pieces. It is really cool.
So, okay, you've got your main sleeping area there. So Timon, come here actually. I'll swap positions with you because I think this is what I kind of want to see how this works. So you were demonstrating earlier, you've got a sort of love seat area up there.
Yeah, exactly.
What is that called again?
This whole place is called the Switchback Lounge.
The Switchback Lounge.
Yeah.
Great branding.
Yeah. Yeah, so sitting up in the Switchback, we think this is like a good reading nook. It's nice because you're at window level, so really it feels like it's almost like a little library room.
Yeah.
Or something. Dogs are gonna love it. Kids play up here all the time.
Yeah. Our dog's just gonna stay up there.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah, and then you got a love seat down below. This is what you convert into the main bed.
Okay, well let's do that. I'll help you unload all of these little blocks because that is going to be the most interesting thing.
It is interesting.
So how big is the bed? Is it equivalent to like a queen size or?
A little bigger.
Really?
A little
Okay.
bigger than a queen.
Because a lot of RVs really suffer on the bed because they just need to sell on the test drive and no one's sleeping in them on the test drive.
Yes. This is cool. This is all recycled fabrics as well.
Oh, really?
In the tabletop there.
That's cool.
If you look closely, you can see some of the filaments of the
okay.
threads.
Yep.
Love that.
How about that? That's cool. And this actually is a second sleeping area, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yep.
So switchback coming down.
Comes like this. There's a foot right there.
Oh, cool.
So the whole thing pops down. And now, if you want to hop up here as well.
It's like a giant diamond, basically.
Yeah, it follows the shape of the front of the vehicle.
I didn't know we'd be sharing a bed together, but...
Hey, getting
sorry,
into it.
listen, nothing to see here.
No, I'm sorry. Couple of nightstands here.
Oh, that's
Got
awesome.
some Nike regrinds.
In theory, you could just leave this down all the time, too.
Yeah, sure. I think a lot of people will. One
You've
thing
got
actually...
USB ports in here, dude. USB-C, that's awesome.
Check out the light.
Oh, dude, you've got the dimming light in here. What the heck? That's amazing.
Come on.
And then you just push it in to turn it on and off. And you've made all of these switches. These are all custom.
Uh-huh.
Because there's not enough available ones in the market. You had to go. But these are really nice.
We may find something we like, but we just wanted it to be right. You're going to touch these so often that it's got to feel good.
That's freaking amazing, actually. Really
One thing
cool.
we're not looking at right now, but you'll certainly see, at least on our website, is we have the Cosmos edition comes with a bunch of accessories as well that are custom developed for the vehicle. We have a custom bedding setup. It's like a sheet and duvet that clips in the corner on the corners there, and so basically you're just going to pull your pillow off, flip it over, and your bed is made in there,
cool.
and then you pull it open and it's already set for you.
Perfect.
Perfect for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great.
Yeah, you've just got crazy views everywhere. And of course, you've got shades on every single glass surface except the skylights, or can you black those out as well?
We'll probably offer an accessory in time that allows you to black out those skylights. We have two accessories that we haven't released yet, but are coming down the pike. More overheads. We will have delivered with the Cosmos vehicles. We have snap-in shades for the horseshoe windows there. And for people who are light sensitive, and then we're also going to make a privacy partition that goes across the gear rails there that you can pull down
So if you have like another couple or something that's going on there, kids or whatever, they're out doing their stuff. And then
you can enclose
your
the bedroom with a fabric divider.
Amazing.
Yep.
So cool.
Right.
This is huge, by the way. This space is amazing.
Oh yeah. I mean, check it out. By the way, lay back as well.
Never seen on YouTube. Actually, that's not true. I do trunk tests in cars.
Imagine it's a
that view is so
night
cool.
sky.
Yeah.
You got like a starry night out there. That is looking at the Cosmos.
Got it.
Yeah.
We need a sunroof. I need to hit a button and bzzz.
Yeah, at least we'll have in some little blackout shades you can snap up there.
Yep. Okay. Very cool.
This back
I
up.
guess in theory you could offer a sunroof though.
Yeah, we thought about the trade-off is that everything that is opaque here, everything under or like on top of the headliner is solar.
Right. So you'd give up some solar.
Right.
I think worth it.
Yeah, we have about, I think we mentioned it's an 1800 watt array.
Yep.
So you should be able to harvest, depending on how sunny it is, 10 to 15 kilowatt hours daily.
And so this is a secondary sleeping area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can show you that.
Okay.
Could you help me bring the
Yep,
blocks back?
absolutely. Got it. The blocks are for staging purposes.
Indeed.
Okay, you wouldn't want to sleep on those.
Staging, and we're doing a celebration for the company later, and we have a bunch of employees' kids coming by. So
Oh,
we'll
okay.
probably
Cool.
kick them up
Nice.
there.
Yeah. Okay, amazing.
Yeah, like you said, this is most of the time it'll be the dining table, but you can also telescope it down.
Oh, dang, that goes way the heck down there.
Yep.
Because then it turns into a flat surface.
Yep. You've got so this is a mattress.
Yep.
Second mattress here. Just comes out to cover it, and so now you have a whole sleeping
Okay. The
setup there.
packaging is really nice in here.
Thank
What's the tip to tail length, by the way?
We are just over 26 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's exactly the length of my car hauler trailer.
Yeah, 26 feet seems like it's about the butter zone where it'll fit into almost every state park. Some state parks have short sites, and this will fit into pretty much any of them.
Yeah, and I tow with electric trucks and a 26-foot trailer all the time. Just feels right.
Yeah.
Feels good. Yeah.
It's a good length for a 17, 18
So
foot
all
truck.
of these have your sort of shades for bugs.
Yep.
Because you can bring this down, obviously, and then a blackout
Yeah,
curtain,
blackout.
which is amazing. And this whole thing pops open just like this window here.
Yeah, that's right.
And I mean, you know this way better than I do. You share us because we've got storage everywhere. It's so cool.
I kind of like you doing it.
Yeah. No, the one thing I did check is these wireless chargers here actually do work.
I say better.
Yeah, they work great. It was awesome. Threw my phone on there.
It's just wireless charging in general. Sometimes you have to fish for it, but that's why we put the circles there, so you know exactly where to drop the phone.
Right on there.
Whole bunch of storage
And
under
this,
here.
do you sell accessories for the little squares on everything?
Not yet, but
Okay.
we have talked about it.
Okay.
I think it could be fun. The waffle pattern there it's a lightweighting technique, and I think it's also nice for maybe you just went to the gym and you put your clothes in there.
Yeah, trying to look in these. It lights up as soon as you open the cabinets, which is amazing.
Yep, every single one is individually lit. Speaking of the accessories again, we have a packing cube that fits perfectly into this space, and then it ties into the waffle there.
Oh, nice.
So when you open it, it just opens up to display all the clothes, and then your dirties you take back into the house and launder, and then refresh the RV with.
Okay, that's sick.
Thank you.
Got your sink right here. Deep sink, by the way, which is really nice.
Yep, nice deep basin. It's got a trash area as well under there, so you put a trash bin down below.
And your water pump has, like you were mentioning, an accumulator that builds. So basically every time in my RV, for example, I kick the water on, I open the tap, it trickles, builds pressure with a pump that's really loud, bzzz, and it bwomp, 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 and you hear it kick on and off a million times.
Like you can see, this is just continuous flow, as you'd expect. Like you said, a normal RV, it's like pulsing all the time, and it's really annoying.
So you've got an accumulator that builds up pressure and some water.
It stabilizes the pressure.
Okay.
So it's a pressure vessel
Got
that means that the pressure north of it doesn't fluctuate very much.
Right. So it's taking on all of those pulses.
So like when you're showering too, you'll just get a continuous stream as opposed to the pulsing in your face.
Yep. Amazing. Cool.
Whole bunch
really
of
quiet water pump.
It is. We did some sound deadening. It's hidden under that seat, under another cover.
Cool. And I should mention, just in terms of water, this is not totally designed yet to be used in wintertime.
Yeah,
like
it's a
below freezing.
Three-season camper. We've talked about a 4-season package, but I think we've talked to so many RVers. So many of them are three-season camping. It's the shoulder seasons and summer.
So you
months.
just winterize it, park it for the winter, use it for V2H.
Yep.
And then pull it out when it's time to party.
Right. Bunch of pantry storage here.
I love how everything is really tightly held in. So important for
Yeah.
going down the road. You don't want these opening up or anything.
Yeah, it's got to be like locked in place. Otherwise, you hit a bump and it could
Yep.
fly open.
Yep, exactly.
Like, yeah, this one's it's hefty.
Amazing.
Whole
And
bunch
then-
of that. A little more storage here. So you got a spice drawer there. Your bottles, olive oils, and such. It's a 3-point layout in the kitchen, the galley kitchen. Induction cooktop, fridge, combined with a freezer over here.
Cool.
Which we liked. It was very, very space efficient.
Yep.
And
And
then
everything runs off 12 volt.
this runs off 12 volt. This runs the microwave, which is also a convection oven, runs off of 120.
Okay.
The dishwasher runs
damn.
off of 120. Six setting dishwasher.
Okay.
Induction
nice.
cooktop is 120. You got some power outlets there as well.
Yep.
Huge thing about this is, you know, we're always using the onboard charger to create 120 volt power, so the plugs are always on. Like if your Lightship
interesting.
is on, the plugs are live.
Okay, so it's not like a separate piece. It's
No.
all integrated.
No, the same. This is such a cool thing where when you start with an EV powertrain as the platform, and bidirectionality is becoming a thing. We're basically just doing bidirectional power, but for the home that sits on top of the EV.
So when you do V to H at home, will you do AC bidirectional or DC bidirectional?
We haven't decided. I'll tell you my opinion.
Yeah.
My opinion, which shared by the team, is that AC export is going to be the standard.
Yeah, that's my view.
I just don't think it makes sense to buy another inverter.
Right.
There are strong cases for DC export.
Especially if you
as well.
already have solar.
Yeah.
That's where it makes the most sense.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But if you've got this with solar, and like a lot of most homes don't have solar yet, I think AC bidirectional makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, this will be, for the consumer, it's fewer components to buy, which I think is just a big deal.
Yeah.
And like you said, this thing basically is like a very capable home solar system masquerading as an RV.
Yeah,
It's again, a 2 kilowatt array with the equivalent of 6 power walls of energy in the floor. Like, it's sitting on your property,
Perfect.
and you are making use of it throughout the year,
Yeah.
even when you're not traveling.
And warranty on all of the components is
3-year, I can't say bumper to bumper.
or tip to tail, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then 5-year unlimited on the powertrain, so
Okay.
the battery and the motor.
And that's not mileage. You can V to H all you want, DC charge it all you want, all that stuff.
Do your worst.
Okay. We will.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Okay. You've also got exhaust fans built in here.
Yeah, love that. Both in the bathroom and the kitchen here. Might just turn it off. Oops.
Yeah. They won't even hear it, but it's, yeah.
I think I can kick it up enough that you'll hear it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's all kind of dimmable as well, so you can turn it down a little bit. But if you got a bunch of smoke going, it'll get sucked right up there.
Yeah.
I really don't like those big stainless steel vent hoods
Yeah.
that like stick right in front of you. So we just
And you've got a window right there too, so you can just
Yeah.
open everything up in the
Both.
kitchen area.
yeah. And
yeah.
you're gonna get, on a nice day, you're gonna get great cross breeze
And a
through all this.
built-in smoke detector, which is great.
Yep. You got your smoke detector there. Should we hop into the bathroom?
Yeah, let's swap again.
Cool. This is actually one of my favorite, if not my favorite, space in AE1. It's a full dry bath setup, so you got a shower curtain that you can use. Vanities on both sides of the mirror, dry storage, wet storage, a bunch more storage underneath the sink there. Stuff you want to make sure it doesn't rattle around.
And this door, I should mention, also has to collapse. So is it similar to the front door?
In concept. I mean, basically, it's 2 pieces of door with rails between them, and so you got to design it to never bind up, which we've put a lot of focus into. But the door, as the canopy drops down, the door slides like this. And so you can see the whole thing closes up.
That's super cool.
I can lock it from the inside and right back out.
And heated floors in there, maybe? Or
One day. I think one day we'll do
yeah.
that. Right now it's a nice tile floor
Okay, cool.
setup. Bunch of little awesome details, like the drain is built into the slit.
Oh, no
right there.
way.
So
Okay.
there's no drain hole. It's just
Dang.
all around. We've got a little filter in there too.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Do your bathroom stuff. The ring light is all this is adjustable, so I can change the overhead light. I can dim and increase the brightness of the ring light.
How about that?
And then, like you said, Kyle, there's another exhaust fan in here. So this would be more for like, you know, smells, and if you just took a shower and it's humid in there, you can pull the humidity out.
Dude, everything is so well thought out. So what's bad about this? So like, what are the big things that you're like, okay, either couldn't make it to production or one day would love to improve?
Well, it's one of the first production units we've built, and so, you know, part of the reason we built a few in advance, several of which we will keep as like ongoing validation units.
Press unit, hopefully.
Yeah. Maybe a press unit.
He's like, no.
if you're nice. Just kidding.
Yeah.
There's like little fit and finish things that I want to get better. There's things like, for instance, it's a little tough to open both doors at the same time.
Okay,
I think we can improve the swing paths and the clearances. We've gone through many iterations of this thing at this point, so I guess I'm on a high right now.
Yeah. Well, me too. I'm looking at time. And what do you think? I mean, you've been in my Sprinter a bunch. What's your impression?
This is 1,000 times better than your Sprinter. You don't have to shower and use the bathroom at the same time. You can separately use them. That's the first thing I noticed.
Yeah.
And the space in here is just so roomy. Even both of us, all three of us are 6 feet, and we're moving around side by side, and it's plenty of space.
It's almost a residential ceiling. It's a 7.5-foot ceiling when you're fully telescoped up. I think that, plus the windows, plus the fact that the top of the body steps out a little bit with the width of our torso, makes it just feel huge.
The windows add so much space.
Yeah.
That's the coolest part.
I mean, we're in a warehouse right now. We've done events at like under a ski mountain, you know, at the base of a ski lift and stuff like that, and it is incredible.
So I think, you know, before we end, I'd like for you to show us the Atlas iPad
let's do that.
integration of everything, and maybe a couple things, and then I guess what's available in terms of a mobile app, in terms of remote connectivity. Obviously, if I'm using this, I want to be able to, just like my Tesla, log in and see it, you know, anywhere, basically.
Yep. Yeah, our
First of all,
intent is
tons of room here at the table. This is great.
we can see very comfortably 4 here, and it's pretty easy to put an extra pair of chairs right there, and you get to 6. So you could have guests over.
Yeah,
something like that.
That's amazing.
So this is the Atlas infotainment system. This is how you see everything that's going on and control AE1. Much of the functionality in here will be replicated in a mobile app, which we're still on track to deliver with this vehicle.
Cool. And of course, everything supports over-the-air updates, or how does that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely the first RV to ever have OTIA as standard. Yeah, there's just not a good way to manage a fleet of vehicles if you're going to be, you know, improving the software experience over time. If you can't do that, so we've got a cell modem built in, an antenna, and we will push OTA updates.
And you guys are really just producing them and selling them. You won't have a leasing program or a rental program, is that correct?
We actually are working on things like that, and you'll hear a lot more next year.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, Timon, come look at this iPad. I want to see what the heck this thing does.
Everything. What doesn't it do?
So this is where you actually raise and lower it from too, right?
Yep, that's right. Yeah, right here.
Do it while we're in here.
Good. I won't. We'll do it when we get outside.
Okay.
Go through a checklist, and then you can raise or lower the canopy. It's got a lockout on it, so the kid doesn't, come in and do it when you're not expecting it. We'll have auto leveling built in.
Oh, dang! So you've got hydraulic rams that come down, basically. That's so
just
cool.
behind the tires.
Oh, that's nice.
Stabilizer jacks as well. So the stabilizers come at the front and rear. Stabilize the vehicle.
Which has got to be what we're on now, so it doesn't tip.
I actually don't think the stabilizers are even down right now. It's just a solid suspension.
Wow, that's crazy. Because normally, if you have a trailer and you put 3 people in the back of it, you're
all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice suspension. So yeah, you'll do leveling there. These are all TPMS sensors as well, so you can you'll have this up in the truck cab, and you can make sure your tires are in good shape as you're going. Don't have a leak.
That's really good.
I mean, it can be a nerve-wracking thing if you have a slow leak that may lead to a blowout in time. Like, you really don't want that. If
I'm going to make every Rivian video I make now is just going to be integrated into the Rivian system. It's got to be. It's so cool.
This is where so there are both physical dimmer switches all throughout the vehicle, that you can also do all of your lighting from above there. So We can turn that whole ring light, 50-foot ring
wow.
light on and off from there.
How much power does that light use?
That's a good question. I think it's a few tens of watts.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Juicy.
Yeah, we actually did, getting into some of the fun technicalities here, we have to inject power in a few points along
so you don't have a loss.
this ring light, so you don't have a voltage drop that makes it like, that make the light, the string of lights get dimmer as you look down the length.
That's the stuff I love, that you put the attention to detail in.
Had to do it. Every single light in here has, is color adjustable, so we can go to cool lighting, for instance.
Yep.
We could have a rave in here, just go between them, or back to neutral.
Yeah.
Little things that you'll certainly notice when you live with it is like how snappy this thing is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's just like,
I just feel like so many EV owners are expecting this extremely high level of integration in tech. And I mean, it's the reason they bought their vehicles in many cases. And if you're going to buy an accessory or something like this, it has to match it.
Yep. Couldn't have said it better. Full climate control system. Control those overhead fans that we saw. Check your doors and windows status. Make sure you're good there. You can see passenger rear open.
Yep. Okay, cool.
Again, lift lower, leveling, all of your tank status. So how much water do I have? How full are my black and gray tanks? All built in. Is my shower water hot yet? We'll get really smart about this over time and turn on the hot water heater right, just in advance of when you need it.
Yeah.
And then full energy monitoring as well, so you can see everything about the both batteries, the solar system, how much am I using on the AC side. Turn off certain loads, so like the fridge, freezer. If I don't want to consume too much, I can turn that off. Make sure the water pump's off when it needs to be. Switch all the outlets on and off throughout, so maybe you don't want the exterior one on, and then some extra settings. So this Atlas is like, which again will be replicated in a mobile form, is the digital hub of the whole experience.
Yeah, really no other RV is integrated like this that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think if the experience of taking delivery of a Lightship should be like getting a cutting edge new car, where it should feel seamless, integrated software and hardware.
Yeah, that's just unheard of in this industry.
Yeah.
So amazing. Well, thank you for the tour.
Yeah,
that was freaking epic.
Thanks for coming.
I can't wait to tow it. I mean, sometime next year, we should get it on the range test loop. Run a truck without it, run a truck with it, put it in the rustic ring, do all the stuff.
I had that idea, and I agree. Let's do it.
Which should be really cool. And then the opportunities are endless. I hope the viewers are interested in this type of stuff, and I really hope this sparks some change across the towable industry, but even the large $1 million plus, all the way up to the $4 million Newell stuff, like, they have to get their shit together to keep up with this. This is the way forward for sure.
Thanks for saying that. The point here is to bring RVing into the electric age, and I think with AE1 we're one step closer to doing that.
Cool. Well, thanks for your time.
Yep.
Appreciate that. Amazing.
Yep.
And thank you guys for watching. So that brings us to the end of the Lightship tour. We're going to go hang out with these guys for a little bit. I think there's a little celebration going on. And damn, I'm going to sneak my truck in here, hook up to one of these things, and you'll never see it again. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on another one again soon. Goodbye. Guys, I'm here with Troy. Hey, Troy.
Hi.
So we're going to drop this thing down. Troy's a legend, by the way. We're going to have you on a podcast sometime.
Love to.
Yeah. So charging nerd, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Hell yeah. Just like us.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see this thing.
All right.
So you hit the button. You can hear the actuators going.
Yep. There's four actuators, each driving in sync with each other. We're watching position, torque values to make sure that they're all kind of going together. And yeah, it's nice and smooth.
Awesome. I'm going to pop to the other side too and just see what it kind of goes. So there's no like real latch that has to come out. It's just held on those motors, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's really cool. And is there an issue with wind or temperature swings or anything?
No, we've designed for all that. Definitely have to consider loading both when you've got snow on the roof, your gear in the vehicle. So this is all meant to have a safety factor, includes all that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So many things to think about when you're doing stuff like this. So here it goes coming down. You've even got the roof marker lights up there. I didn't see those before. That's cool. Dude, that's amazing.
You can see the status changing here as it goes, and in the UI, it's also moving.
Oh, no way. That's so cool. Yeah. All right. Well, Yeah, can't wait to see what it looks like all the way down. And then we'll just fast forward like from here. Pretty incredible. We're down to pretty quickly actually down here coming down. So it's what, about 2 minutes start to finish?
That's right. Yep.
And is it slower going up than down?
No, it's approximately the same. Yeah,
oh wow,
there's
cool.
No real difference there.
Amazing. And now it's pretty much, 10% left, but it looks almost down all the way. Curious to see how much it comes down on this seal here. So there's that bottom seal that interfaces.
That's right. It seals when it gets all the way to the bottom. It also seals then when it gets all the way to the top.
Oh, cool. Okay, nice. So there we go.
There we
Boom.
go, yeah.
And it auto stopped. It's not like they're grinding against each other.
Yeah,
Tuned really well.
Right.
And this is what it looks like in the lowered position. So what is the height of it at the moment? It feels like 7 feet-ish. 7'5", 7'6". Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Super cool. And then going down, you would have no idea seeing this thing go down the road to be like, what the hell is this thing? And wow, it just completely folds up. That is the coolest freaking thing ever. Andreas? So cool, isn't it? Yeah. You going to tow this behind your Model 3?
Oh, sure, yeah. 1,000 miles to Texas.
Just wheelie it everywhere?
No, I won't, honestly. When I came in here, I was like, yeah, cool product. Not sure if I have a use case, but now after seeing it, being inside, it's like, I want one.
Yeah.
But I need a truck too, so,
Well, Cybertruck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wish we could hook it up.
Yeah, I know. Soon they'll let us tow it, which will be really cool.
Yeah, awesome.